Why are they called buildings if they're already built? Do crab...
Yo,
What's up?
I'm hungry.
For what?
To eat something. You know, I'll probably go to the taco place. They have nice tacos in here.
Are you sure about that?
Yes, I'm sure.
Because you know I can make some really good tacos.
How do I know they're good? Huh?
Well, you wouldn't. You're not worthy enough to try them ever.
Nah, shut up. I'm gonna get those tacos one way or another. Go make it for me.
I'm fine.
Make it.
I'm good.
Make it! Okay, fine. Remember this day.
I created fire. I'm a witch. Tell me the future.
You will get tacos.
Yes. By who?
Vito.
I'm gonna kill you guys. Go ahead. Do crabs think that fish can fly? If you're a security guard at a Samsung store, does that make you a guardian of the galaxy? What was that noise? Polly Possum. I ain't trying to get rabies. What was that? Hello? I'm gonna look inside. No. Please. He's the only family. Don't do it. We want taco. I'll make it. Okay, so today guys we're gonna be making a healthy taco. So the ingredients for this healthy taco are lettuce, which we're going to cut up, along with some tomato and onion. We're also, of course, gonna need to include ground beef. For ours, we put 100% pure ground beef with no additives, just to make sure it was healthy and that we're gonna be adding the flavor by ourselves. We're gonna need some salt to add some flavor. And this is not required, but you can just add some salsa verde or anything else that you want. But yeah, for ours we're just going to use this because it's considered to be healthy. And we're going to use corn tortillas. We're not going to be using flour tortillas because corn tortillas are the healthy alternative. And that's all for the actual ingredients. But now for the equipment that we're going to need first of all, a cutting board so we can cut up our vegetables. We're gonna need the knife to cut it, and we're also gonna be using some some teaspoon measures to measure the salt. We're also gonna be using a mug. You can use any standard mug. We're just gonna use this for measuring, and we're gonna use these two bowls. One is for the salsa, one is to put all the other cut vegetables, and we're also gonna use some clamps and some forks in order to maneuver the tortillas when we're flipping them. And we're going to be using this in order to flip the tortillas and cook it. And we're going to be using the pan. We're going to be using the, I forgot what's this called again?
A pot?
Pot? Okay, yeah. We're going to be using the pot in order to cook the actual beef, and we're going to be using the pan in order to cook the corn tortillas. Laminating it in any on the food. Just make sure. And that's it for the first step. We're going to start off by cutting the tomato. By the way, it can vary, because if you're going to want your tomato slices to be thin, you can make it thin, but for ours we're just going to put in like in varying thicknesses. Now we have it all cut up, and we're going to put in the bowl. And now next up we're going to cut the lettuce. You're just going to want to like cut somewhere like around this area. And you're just going to want to cut into some thin slices. That way you can distribute it evenly along the taco. Again, this is up to you. You can put in varying thicknesses. But for ours we're just going to put in this amount. So again, get the bowl, and we're just going to bring it over here, and there you have your cut lettuce. Alright, so now we're going to get the pot that I mentioned earlier and the cup. So we're just going to put about 1.5 cups of it. So there we have 1 cup. Just pour it in there. We don't need that much water. And then you just put the half the cup in there, and you're set. So now we're just going to close this, and we're going to put this on the pan for now. Alright, so now we're going to cut the onion. The onion doesn't need to be washed. You can just cut it like this. So first what we're going to do, we're going to cut this little part right here, because that's no good. And then we're going to cut a nice little circle. And you can take the little shell off. It'll be fine. And you can just put this in the water for now. So after we put the onion, we're going to get some salt. We're going to want about half a tablespoon. So you make sure you pour it along to the measuring. And there you go, that's good. And we're just going to put this in the water. And the onion and the salt are to add like some extra flavor to the water, because we're going to put the meat in there and it's going to transfer the flavor onto the meat. You can just stir it a little bit, that way it can distribute evenly. And then we're going to turn on the oven. So now you're going to get the ground beef that we had earlier, and you're going to plot that baby in. You're going to grab yourself a plastic spoon. We forgot to mention this, but just make sure to have a plastic spoon. That way it won't conduct much heat, and it'll keep you away from like harm or burning yourself. Just make sure to squash the little chunks so it can spread into thin little lines. Alright, so we're just gonna wait till the meat is cooked. Of course, we're gonna go in there and stir it a couple times just to make sure that it's nice and evenly cooked. But after we're done cooking this, we're gonna get our frying pan and we're gonna make the tortillas. Alright, so after waiting a couple of minutes, we're just gonna open the lid, make sure the water gets on, and again, hold the pot by one handle, get your plastic spoon, and just begin to mix it all around. Now you can see that it's starting to get that nice brown color that we like. And now by doing this, we're going to avoid any certain spots from being raw. So after giving it a nice stir, put the spoon back, put the lid back, and wait. So now that we waited long enough, we can see that our beef has actually started to dry, and that's what we wanted to do because we had a lot of water, so it's a good thing that it's drying. And again, we just added the onion for extra flavor, but you don't need to include it. So if you want, you can just put it in the pan. Put it in the lid. I can't speak, sorry. And now we're just gonna turn off the stove. We're gonna let it go to the side. That way it doesn't get overcooked. Alright, so now we're gonna get the pan. And we're going to be using vegetable oil. There's other alternatives that we can use, but we chose to do vegetable oil because it goes better with the tortillas that we're going to be using. So again, now before you put the oil inside, make sure that it's dry, doesn't have any water, because when you mix oil and water together, it can be very disastrous. There's going to be like a lot of popping. So just make sure that it's nice and dry. Don't put that much vegetable oil. Yeah, like you can put some more, and this is a good amount. So make sure to like put it all around. And now we're gonna turn on the stove. We're gonna be cooking the actual tortilla, so make sure to just put the edge in, and if it's bubbling or sizzling like that, then you know it's good. So just make sure to have it like that, just to close it, and then you're gonna want to flip it to the other side. Make sure that it's going like that. And again, now what you want to do is you want to fold the taco in half. Now you can fold the taco like that in half. And you can flip it to the other side just to make sure that both sides are getting cooked enough. And then again, just flip it one more time. And now it's fine. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna put it in the clamp so we don't burn our hands. And we're gonna put it in a plate with a towel in it, a paper towel, so it can soak up all the grease. So you can get another napkin, make sure it's soaked right there, flip to the other side, and you can get the parts in the middle if it's too toasted. And if you want it to be more toasted, you can make it more toasted. You can make it more hard if you want to, by just keeping it there longer. But for now, we want to keep it like that. And this is an example of what you should do. And now that you see it's nice and not as oily anymore, you can put it in the plate and get ready to put the meat in it. You're gonna get the meat, and you can start putting it in the taco. Alright, so now we have the taco here along with the vegetables that we cut up earlier. So you can just put however much you want. Well, honestly, vary. I don't like that much lettuce, so you can just put in some small strands like that. That's good. And you can also put some tomato. There you go. So then just close it for now. And now this is the salsa that we mentioned earlier. You can use any type of salsa. We decided to use this one because we like it a lot. We're gonna put it in that little bowl, and then we're gonna have a spoon and just put a little bit in. And there you go. You have a good taco. You guys ever see this? He's still here. He won't stop eating my tacos. I gotta go. Oh, shit!